Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Reckless Paradise podcast. I am your host, Dystro, and tonight's episode is a random ranking episode. This one is of the Blink 182 variety. Jesus Christ, if I can't even speak today. It's already 16 seconds in. And happy June, everyone. Currently, at this moment in time, I am all away on vacation. I am in New York at this point, and currently, still in Florida while I'm recording this. This is pre-recorded, so hopefully you guys don't mind me being absent for a week or so. But as soon as I get back from my vacation and stuff, it's gonna be still same old Dystro doing the Rex Paradise podcast. So Marissa had gave me 10 songs that is going to be randomly ranked of the Blink 182 variety, and these songs are Give Me One Good Reason, Can't Go Back, Snake Charmer, Strings, Shut Up, Dark Side, Go, Anthem Part 1, Teenage Satellites, and Terrified. All good songs, if I should say so myself. So, with that being said, let's just get right on into it. Alright, so my number 10 is Snake Charmer. This is from the album Neighborhoods, and if you do not know what Neighborhoods is, it's the last album before Tom DeLonge left the band and got replaced by Matt Skiba, going into California and all that stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, some of these songs are gonna be hit or miss for me. Some of these songs I do not remember, or I just don't remember even listening to them or anything. But that's just me. Snake Charmer is like, I guess it's like one of those things where it's like it's take it or leave it sort of thing. Like I said, same could be said for Strings, which is my number 9. I don't even remember this song at all. That's probably just because like I just like get so caught up in like the music and all that stuff, I just don't even remember it. Same could be said, but for a different reason for Go, which is my number 8. Go is from, I think, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. I think. I could be wrong. I bet everybody's gonna be roasting me in the comments like, you're not a true Blink 182 fan. It's like, well, it's like I like the music, but it's like I don't really listen to a lot of Blink stuff. I usually listen to like the main hits sometimes, Let me be. So, but yes, Go is my number 8. It's like one of those songs where it's like I don't remember it at all. Going into number 7, same could be said for Shut Up. That's where it kind of gets kind of foggy for me a little bit. It's still pretty good. Like I'm sure some of these songs are still good and they're really good songs, but it's just like one of those things where it's like I don't really remember some of these songs. Like I always say that for all the other random ranking episodes that we do. But this is kind of where it kind of gets interesting a little bit. My number 6 is Can't Go Back. I kind of remember this one a little bit, and some of these songs I do not hear on the radio or anything. I just listen to Spotify, But my 10 through 6 is out of the way. Boom, done. Bam, not factor. My number 5 is Give Me One Good Reason, and this one is kind of a good soft spot song for me, because it kind of relates to some things in real life, but it's still a good song. It's very upbeat with every Blink 182 song, obviously. Excuse me. But sorry about that. But yes, it is a very, very good song. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. But going into my number 4, this one is from one of the albums with Matt Skiba. Is the very kind of, I guess if you want to call it, it's very experimental, if you want to call it that. Experimental is called Dark Side. Is my number 4. The music video for it is like it's very pop punky sort of thing, and it's from 9. That's what it is, 9. and I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat it and like the whole album is bad or anything, but it's like there's some songs on that album which is like it's really good. But some of the other songs on that album is kind of just like okay, like it feels very I guess radio kind of friendly, if you want to call it that. Which is not a bad thing, but it's not a good thing for Blink 182. Because, you know, Matt's replacing Tom, and Tom's like, doing his own thing. And plus, Matt Skiba, he's from Alkaline Trio. So they're kind of like, if you want to call it, I guess, they weren't I guess meeting in the minds of like what their sound wanted to be. Like I said, it's very very experimental, and it shows in some of the songs. Because me and Marissa we didn't really like this album when we listened to it. We did the pilgrimage a few years ago. Um, it and like Dark Side is like it's one of those songs where it's like it's good on that album, but you could probably like take it from that album. You just put it on one of the other albums that came out. Like kind of keeps it like hidden away, until it got brought out to play again. Um, I mean, like it, it's just I'm just gonna go on. Sorry. So my number three is Terrified. It is from the latest album, One More Time. And it's it's like I said with this newest album that we have. It's very experimental, but it's not so experimental where it's like it's very radio friendly or pop punk, kind of like getting some trap beats and stuff. It's them. It's Blink 182 back together again after many year of hiatus, and it's good to have them back together again because it's just we're getting new music from them and all that stuff too. Um, and it's like it feels like it's a resurgence of pop punk a little bit, because when we had Edging come out 3 years ago, and then we had some of the other songs I can't remember, sorry, but when Edging came out, it's just like like they are back, they're back for good. Um, and with this new tour coming up, Missionary Impossible, great name. Um, it just feels like like the boys are back. It feels like that. Like it's like if you go to a high school reunion and you see your two best friends that you haven't seen in a long ass fucking time. And you're like, dude, like I haven't seen you forever, and it's like they reunite and all that stuff. It just feels like that with Blink, because like Tom came back to see that Marks was not doing good. And, Travis like was in a plane crash and all that stuff, and um, it gets talked about in the song one more time, and and getting a little choked up, and just it's such good storytelling with some of these newer songs and all stuff. But with Terrified, it's like if you look in the lyrics and all that stuff, it just shows you like I think it's just like in hindsight, like they were terrified of like how would they react seeing each other again, like how would they react to them being like I guess brothers again, if you want to call it that. It's still a very good song. Um, so before I go on any more rambles here, my number two, it is Teenage Satellites. It is from Neighborhoods as well. Um, I would say this one is kind of up there with Up All Night, if you want to call it that. It feels like it's like very similar, a little bit, very very similar, a little bit. Um, Both still good songs and all that stuff. Um, I don't know. It's just like I don't know how to feel about the Neighborhoods album as a whole because you could probably say that one was kind of the start of their experimental journey because they were kind of dealing with some like trap beats here and there and all that stuff on some of the songs. Um, but this is like when Tom and Mark were kind of like on their outs as a group, with Travis being in like the middle of it and all that stuff. Um, and it kind of sucks because, like, this was like the last we've seen of Tom from 2012 to 2022, so a 10-year hiatus, and we didn't have anything to do with him at all. And um, it just, I don't know, it's just like with Tom leaving in 2012, it's just like you knew that like something was awry, because this Neighborhoods album was like, it was the decline of their, I guess, their pop punk journey, I guess, if you want to call it that. Uh, but yeah, I just don't know. But with that being said, my number one, it is Anthem Part One. Anthem Part One is from not Take Off Your Pants Jacket. Sorry, Enema of the State, and I've always loved that album. I think that's like my all-time favorite album, I think, of theirs. If you want to call it that, don't at me. But I still think like Anthem Part One's still kind of better than over. Like, it's like I think I ranked it was like Anthem Part 3 was at the bottom, Part 1 was in the middle. No, Part 1 was at the end. Part 3 was in the middle, and then Part 2 was at the top. Because both or all three of those anthem parts, they're all good in their own way. And plus, like with Enema of the State, which was like the highest, like I guess highest gross like album at that point, and then you had Take Off Your Pants and Jacket with Anthem Part 2, which was a great follow up to Anthem Part 1. And then we didn't have an Anthem Part 3 until One More Time. So I think it's just like, if you want to call it this, I think all three anthems are just good in their like I said, good in their own right. But I've always believed that Anthem Part 1 is like, since it's a random ranking thing, Anthem Part 1 is like up there for me. But yeah, that is my random ranking list. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and how would you rank these 10 songs? Let us know in the comments below. So, with that being said, if you made it to the very end of this episode, we do really appreciate it. If you want to follow us on all social medias, go into the link tree in the description below, which will take you to our Instagram page, Twitter page, the Reddit podcast page, or I guess our individual Instagrams, Twitters, the Reddit podcast page. My gaming YouTube channel is on there, and the Reckless Paranormal channel is going to be on there too soon, hopefully. And the song of the night for this episode, since it is Blink 182 related, I'm gonna go with, I guess I'm just gonna go with Dark Side, because there is a music video for it, and it's actually kind of fun. It was before, during pandemic and all stuff, so that's actually kind of fun. So yeah, that is it, and I will see you guys next Thursday. Peace.